Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Apple Pie Club. And we're here to take on a thrilling journey through the realms of practical philosophy and spirituality. I'm Tanya, your practical philosopher, and I'm joined by the wonderful Skye, your spiritual guide. And our aim is to offer you a holistic perspective on life, blending insights from diverse philosophies and spiritual practices. From personal growth to timeless wisdom, we'll cover it all. So whether you're a seasoned seeker or just starting out on your journey, join us on this adventure because the Apple Pie Club is open to all and we can't wait to have you along for the ride. So go and grab a slice of apple pie, the recipe are in the notes, and let's dive into the world of ideas together. And today's quote, we are going to look at a quote by Thomas Aquinas, who said, "If the highest aim of a captain were to preserve his ship, he would keep it in port forever." Skye, interesting quote.
Don't you love Thomas Aquinas?
Yeah.
And a few episodes ago, we actually gave you an introduction to Thomas Aquinas and to who he was and how his life could be a movie. So if you want to read up or listen a bit more about Thomas Aquinas, you can go back to one of those episodes. But I love this quote, and one of the few that we can understand by Thomas Aquinas. And I'm going to start talking about the book Think and Grow Rich. And the 13 principles to success. Absolutely. Timeless classic.
Yeah.
And the most amazing principles for life, really. And one of those principles that they talk about is just take a risk. If you have an idea, just start. Don't wait until you feel ready. And I think, Tanya, you and I can really relate to that with the Apple Pie Club.
Yeah.
Just had this idea and we said, okay,
we just did it, didn't we? Yeah.
You put something out there. We've even made some crazy mistakes. I set up the Facebook page all wrong, and we've done some crazy things. But we had this idea, and we said, let's just start. And now we love it, and it's growing, and the people love it. And
it makes us feel better when we have to, do all the research ourselves, right?
That's right. We're learning as well. So there's this idea with this quote is to take action. And I remember coming up with this method of goal setting once, and I called it the KATE method, Kate. And KATE is to really know what it is that you want. So, and I talk about having aligned goals, because we can think, oh, I want that promotion, or I want that man, but actually that may not be truly aligned with our soul. So we get that promotion and we'll end up not being happy anyway. So KATE is really know what it is that your soul wants, know what it is that you want. And then, of course, the A is action. Take some action. And it's to take some inspired action. It's not to create this long list and exhaust yourself taking all these action steps, but to take inspired action. And that may be even just reading your goals every morning and every evening until you actually get the next step. As Florence Scovel says, that intuition, that nudge, this is the way that you should go. So, I look back over my life and, oh my goodness, there's been times that I have messed up. There's been times I've failed. There's been times I've had to pick myself back up and start again. But it doesn't prevent us from taking action, because just as this quote says, this ship was made to sail and we were made to live in life by getting out there. And yes, the storms are going to come and we're going to feel battered by some wind one day, but then we're going to have some beautiful calm days where we're just going to feel like we're enjoying the sea. But I just want to finish this my part here by talking about this third law of the universe. The third law of the universe is the law of action. And the law of action is the force behind all of progress and all of change. And it's our thoughts and our intentions, but that's not enough. we need deliberate steps to launch us towards our goals and our desires. And I've heard that this law described it as the bridge that connects our thoughts and our intentions and our dreams with our reality. So Isaac Newton came up with this third law of motion in the physical realm. To every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And this applies to our actions too. In the physical realm, that it's like riding a bicycle, actually. You need to keep moving in order for the bike to stay on. Otherwise, the moment you stop moving, that bicycle is going to fall over and you're going to fall off the bicycle. So in some, you can even move slowly, and we've got a quote about that coming up in the future, but you can even move slowly, but just keep moving. Takes those action steps, because then the ship, as we've said, it was made to sail. It was made to get out there and, be part of a life. It was never designed to stay in the port.
Yeah, and I think what you were saying there is the action part is really critical for movement. So once you know what your purpose is, what your why is, what your soul is here to sing out to, then you work out, well, what is it that I need to learn, and what is it that I need to do in order for that to become my reality? So we got together, we met, we both liked each other's energy, and spirituality and philosophy, but let's do a podcast. And that was it. We just got on and done it. We got on, started talking. We've mastered our Facebook. We've got TikTok now going. We've got YouTube. We've got podcasts. We're now moving into Pinterest. And it's if we carried on deliberating and saying, well, what would the topics be? And we never would have got anywhere. We wouldn't be where we are today. So the action is critical. Get that ship out. Don't worry about the waves, right? Because there are going to be waves. There's going to be challenges. You overcome those.
Yes, exactly.
You definitely overcome them. You're not permanently on a wave. And, we've had to discuss things and overcome them, and then it smooths back out, and there's movement all the way. Momentum, keep the momentum going.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to talk about it in terms of, if you keep the momentum going, if you're really passionate about something, you can make big changes in the world. We are aiming from the Apple Pie Club, we are aiming to build a big movement in a community of people, and the concept of the apple pie is comforting and warmth, soul nourishing. But at the same time, you got to think back in our parents' days and our grandparents' days, where they would bake something and they would take it around to someone's house, and they would be a community. They would be looking after each other. Right. So that's our long-term goal of the apple pie, is to have this community of people supporting each other, having philosophical and spiritual conversations, and making their life better and making other people's lives better. And then that whole energy permeating out as far as we can go. So that's our goal. But if you look at some famous people, you look at Nelson Mandela, he spent 27 years in prison fighting against the apartheid in South Africa. And despite all the personal risks he went through, his long-term imprisonment, he never gave up on his mission for racial equality and democracy, right? And that he's just one example. Then you look at Steve Jobs, who also supports, Skye, what you were talking about, the law of action. So in case you don't know who Steve Jobs is, I'm not sure if there'll be anyone out there in the world who doesn't, co-founder of Apple. I mean, he was someone who sailed beyond his conventional harbor, but at one point he was even ousted from his own company.
Exactly. In fact, when he came back into the company the second time, that's when he came up with all of these innovative ideas. I think you finally get to the point, well, it's less risk, it's all or nothing,
Yeah, that's right.
So they came up with the iMac and the iPad and the iPhone and took this risk, because sitting safely in port wasn't getting them anywhere.
Doesn't get you anywhere at all. So if you're an entrepreneur or a solopreneur listening to this, keep going, but it's not over until the fat lady sings. It's a very British expression, I know.
Well, I love the idea as well that, and you've touched on it, that this ship doesn't go out on its own. It
Yeah.
has a whole lot of people on it. So it's to embrace the people who come on board with your journey as well. If it's sat alone in port, well, there it would be all by itself. But it was built to have people on board.
Yeah.
And so when it goes out into the storms of life, there are a whole lot of people to navigate and help navigate that ship through the storms of life. But the other thing with a ship is that it never really goes on one destination. It goes, leaves the harbor, goes on its journey, and then safely docks in another harbor and gets cleaned up and fixed up. And so as we spoke previously on another episode about the rhythms of life and the seasons of life and the cycles of life, and it's another law as well, actually, the law of rhythm. And so that's the other thing, is that the ship doesn't go out there and sail 365 days of the year until the end of its life. It has breaks. It goes back into a harbor where it's taken care of and has a rest. And then it goes on another journey until one day it gets to the state where people think, okay, let's dock it. And I know in Portsmouth, there's a ship there. I can't remember. I was supposed to look it up and I can't remember its name, but we went and had a look through, and it has so much character because it's been out there and it's experienced life. And you can just imagine all of these people and all the experiences that they had on that ship. So that's the main purpose of the ship, is to get out there into the sea and have these experiences and have these adventures. And so these are our main purpose for us too, is just get out there and take a risk and take some action and go and have these experiences and go and have some amazing adventures with people.
Absolutely. Have the courage to step outside of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, if you want something to happen in we think about, we can sit here and think, oh yeah, well, everyone's done everything and changed the world. No, there's way more innovations and ideas and ways of living and helping each other, which hasn't even been realized yet. And you could be one of those people to change something. So, but it all starts with action. Tapping into your passion, get into that passion. Because if you don't have the passion, because, when you do launch something, the fact is it's not all plain sailing. There will be waves, and some of them will be a lot harder and more dangerous or challenging than other ones. And I think if you're actually embarking on something and it's not a passion, it's easier to give up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's why that passion element is really, really important. So I guess say you've got like 10 ships in harbor and they've all got different passions. Choose the right ship with your passion, jump on that ship. And off you go.
Yeah, it's a great analogy.
Jump on board someone else's passion.
Yeah, sure. There's the Navy and there's the all of these ships. There's a cruise ship.
Yeah, exactly. What ship do you want to go on? What's your passion? Yeah.
So as Howard Thurman says, which I know I've mentioned this quote before, don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it, because what the world needs is people who've come alive. Yeah. So it's really just finding out what it is that's makes you come alive, and start something, and start small. It doesn't really matter. Just start something. Yeah. I know I have a friend and I'm always saying, just start something, just do something. And, and if you wait until you're ready, you may never start, because we're never really truly ready, are we?
And it doesn't matter what age you are either.
Absolutely. No. Absolutely. Yeah.
Do it. Go for it. Okay. I love this one.
Yeah. So our highest aim is to take a risk and to step out in the direction of our dreams. That's our highest aim.
Yeah.
And so, let's.
Okay. Do you have a tip?
I do have a tip. So again, we're talking about awareness and taking stock of your life. So where are you possibly holding back? Is there something that you really have had this dream and you love to do something? We're not Oprah. We don't, we think, well, we can't change the world. No, but we might be able to change a community or change a city, So take something that you're passionate about, and where might you be holding back, even perhaps procrastinating? procrastinating, not wanting to take action on your idea, or start this project because you haven't fully got it all formed. So what can you do today that enables you to take one small step towards making your dream become reality?
Lovely. Okay, and I'm going to add to that.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to practice small acts of being courageous in your daily life, because the more we practice it, the less fearful we become of change or taking a risk. Now, that can be as simple as trying a new activity, or even expressing your feelings towards someone important that you've been fearful of expressing or opening up. Whatever it is, try something different without the risk of what the outcome is. Whatever it is, and it will be what it be. So it doesn't always, being courageous doesn't always have to be making a huge decision or life-changing event. It's just about taking the smallest steps and then consistently doing it, so you are comfortable with moving out of your comfort zone. You're comfortable with change.
Yeah.
So that's what I want people to do.
Yeah. And you you may feel afraid. You may know, I'm supposed to, I have this phrase, I'm willing to play a bigger game. Okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes as I step out, I think, oh my God, am I really willing to play a bigger game?
Yeah.
It's scary. It's scary stepping out there, doing some things that you never did before. It's scary sharing your heart for people to perhaps judge, or you're exposing yourself as to who you are. But if you know that that's your dream and that's what you're called to do, then really take those small steps and overcome the fear. Because I heard this the other day, Jim Carrey. It's Jim Carrey, isn't it? Yes.
Oh,
Jim
the actor.
Yes.
Yeah.
He gave an address at a university to the graduates. And he said that his dad had been an accountant for many, many, many years. And his dad hated being an accountant. His dad was apparently as funny as he was. He was a comedian as well. It could have been a comedian, but he went the safe route and he became an accountant. And he's told the story to this. It's on YouTube, actually. You can search it on YouTube. And he told the story to these graduates. He said, after many years, like 20-something years in this profession, his dad was asked to leave this company. He said it was pretty much fired. He said, so
Wow.
I learned that you can fail at something that you really don't enjoy. You might as well take a risk and fail at something that you like. Yeah. He could have been a comedian,
Yeah. Oh my God.
So, that is so true. We try to take the safe option, and really the reality is we can fail at things that are safe. We can fail at things we hate. We can fail at things we don't enjoy. You might as well take the risk of failing at something that you enjoy.
I like that.
I love that too. It's a great quote. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, listeners, friends, go for it. Go for whatever you want to achieve in life. We encourage you to step out and do it. See what happens. And jump on Facebook and share anything that you do, because we do like communicating. So please, please, please. Or got any questions, ask us. Just go on to, you'll find us. Just put the Apple Pie Club in and we'll come up on Facebook and YouTube.
I noticed, you see, I told you about this is one of my errors. I put dots between, not thinking it's going to be a problem. So it's the.apple.pie club. But the moment you actually put the.apple, we come up immediately, because we're the only the.apple. Okay.
Right.
But if you just put the Apple Pie Club, we don't come up at all. So
not on Facebook. Right.
Not on Facebook. In Facebook, you actually have to put a full stop between the and apple, and then we come up straight away, because we are the only ones that has a full stop between the word the and apple. You know how we have 1,400 friends right now. It's just a miracle, really. And this is what we're talking about. Take action, because it's your passion that will carry you. Because even if you make a mistake, somehow let come what comes, let go what goes, and what will remain remains.
And if you're following your passion, you're going to have fun and enjoy it anyway. So you don't get so attached to the outcome.
That's right.
Yeah, because you're just enjoying yourself.
So down the line, there's things we can fix, At the moment, 100%. It is what it is. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for listening. We're going to do our meditations. So for those who are signing off, have a wonderful week. Practice the tips and report in. And for those who are staying, we're going to start the meditation.
So find a quiet and comfortable place to sit or lie down. Close your eyes and take in a deep, slow breath. And as you exhale, let go of any tension you might be holding in your body and allow yourself to settle into the present moment, ready to explore the depths of your courage and your potential. Breathe in deeply, filling your lungs with air. And exhale slowly, feeling any stress or tension melt away. As you do, feel the ground beneath you. Feel it supporting you and grounding you in this moment. Picture yourself as the captain of your own ship. But your ship is docked in a safe and familiar harbor. I want you to visualize the details of this ship. Is it sturdy? Are the sails tied up neatly? Are there calm waters surrounding it? Look around you at the harbor. Is this a place where you feel secure, but perhaps also confined? And recognize that part of you that yearns to explore beyond this familiar space. And as you stand on your ship, look out to the open sea, which represents the unknown. It's filled with infinite possibilities and new experiences. And feel the mix of excitement and fear at the prospect of sailing out into the ocean. And reflect on these words of Thomas Aquinas. If the highest aim of a captain were to preserve his ship, he would keep it in port forever. What is your highest aim? Consider what your ship, your life, was truly meant for. Is it meant to stay docked, or is it built for something greater? Visualize lifting the anchor and setting the sails, and see the people that are on your ship surrounding you and supporting you in this journey. And as you sail out of the harbor, feel the wind catching the sails and pulling you forward towards the open sea. And with each breath, muster the courage to move beyond the harbor. Notice the fears and the doubts that arise. Observe them and acknowledge their presence. And then let them go. And as the ship moves further from the harbor, imagine the new experiences that are waiting for you, and feel the freedom of being on the open sea. Feel the strength that you possess as you navigate these new waters. And now affirm to yourself, I'm the captain of my ship. And I choose to explore and to grow and to live fully. And I embrace the journey ahead with courage and with an open heart. As you go on this adventure, hold this courage inside of you. And when you're ready, you begin to bring your awareness back to the present state. feeling the ground beneath you, feeling grateful that you have moved out into something new. Take these deep breaths